With this situation still going on, the saga with the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole situation, question I would like to ask is where does Jordan Poole go from here? What does he do next? I think this hasn't gotten much talk yet, but Jordan Poole's in a very uncomfortable situation. I feel he was just assaulted by a coworker. I know people are going to say, "Hey, it's different. This is professional sports," but technically, Draymond is a colleague of his, a coworker. He just got assaulted by him, and you just had to ask yourself the question: could you ever come back to your workplace after getting your ass whooped by a coworker? I think most people, the answer would be no, that they couldn't come back at all. So will Jordan Poole be able to come back to the Warriors without it being an issue? In my mind, I'm just going by my perspective, my logic and my rationale, which is that I don't think Jordan Poole could ever coexist with Draymond Green again in a successful way without Jordan Poole getting some retaliation on him. For being honest, the only way this could be made up is by Jordan Poole whooping Draymond's ass, getting back at him, hurting him, which I don't think is possible in this situation since the Warriors will be on their guard at all times to make sure I'm sure to make sure that both of those two guys don't ever fight again. So he's probably not going to ever be able to get revenge on him through retaliation. So if he can't get revenge on him through retaliation, the only other way I feel he could come back is Draymond Green could not be on the team. That they both can't be on the team. That's the reality of it. I think it is. That's the only way it could work is that the Warriors would have to trade Draymond Green. So that asks the next question: would they trade Draymond Green to keep Jordan Poole? I'm going to give the honest answer and say no. I think the Warriors value Draymond Green more than they value Jordan Poole. They value Draymond Green's dirtiness, his ability to get away with fouling guys, not getting called for it, and just being able to mug guys and not get in trouble for it on the court. Just Draymond's dirtiness is his asset in this situation, and I think they value it more than what Jordan Poole brings. I could be wrong about that. So so if they can't trade Draymond Green, let's say if they could trade Draymond Green, I still think it would be hard to move him. I don't think Draymond Green's value is really high throughout the league. I think most teams see him as a system player, to be honest. They don't see him as a star. Especially now, would any team want to trade for him with that video being out there and him being an awful teammate? I think that lowers his value even lower. The only way you can get rid of Draymond Green is through offering maybe 2 first-round picks with him to trade him to some other team. I think that's the only way the Warriors could get rid of him. Now, Jordan Poole's situation is difficult because he could ask for the Warriors to trade him, but they could also say no and say that we just want to keep you and Draymond and you guys will just deal with it, but we're not going to get rid of you. That definitely could happen, and I also feel the Warriors probably would like to get equal value back for Jordan Poole, but they won't be able to do that in a trade because his rookie contract is so low that they could just get some average role player in return for him. And Jordan Poole is no longer really a role player. He's an above average player. So that's going to be very difficult to get equal value if you trade Jordan Poole. Now, with that being said, Jordan Poole, I think he could still force his way out. If he was smart, that's what he would do. There's a few ways he could force his way out. He can threaten to pull a Ben Simmons the whole entire year and sit out. And I think he could get away with it because everybody now has seen that video, so they can't really sweep it underneath the rug and say it wasn't a big deal and that it's not something that Jordan Poole should be upset about. I think he could pull that card. He can just say, "Hey, I have mental health problems from this, and I can't perform anymore. I have trauma." He can pull that role and sit out the whole entire year. Granted, I don't know how much money he saved up. I don't know if he has enough to last a year without playing. Maybe he can get a loan from his agency that represents him and just live off of that for the year and pay it back when he signs his next big contract. I think he can definitely do that. I think that may be the compromise between him and the Warriors where he sits out a year and then when he's a free agent, they can just do a sign and trade with him and they can get some value back in return. I think that's a possibility. That's what they could do. And if the Warriors start playing hardball, if I was him, I would see if I could press legal charges against them for allowing Draymond to knock himself out, to knock out Jordan Poole. he should consult a legal team to see if he can, pressure them through that route, because I feel that he's probably going to have to go that dirty route to pressure them to get that leverage for them to do the right thing. Because the Warriors are not going to do the right thing without facing that pressure. So that's another route he could take, in which he just tells them like, hey, you allowed this guy to assault me, so I'm just going to press charges against you guys and just file a civil lawsuit. Do you really want this to drag out in the court? Do you want to go through this? That's another thing to consider, but I think those are really his options. I don't think the Warriors will get rid of Draymond Green for him. So he's better at just forcing his way out. There's just no way he can just coexist with Draymond Green. That's how I feel. So let me know what you guys think.